What's up, y'all? Welcome to another review by Ryan. We have made it to the weekend, and so you know what time it is. Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Ultra Romantic. But before we start the reaction, it is time for a weekly checkup on how things are going. And of course, just as before, thank you to Anime Corner for your weekly top charts. So, as I am about to show to you, the weekly ratings per Anime Corner, one of the big anime review sites currently out there, did release their weekly anime ratings just a few hours ago. And week 6 was a tall tale not to write certain shows off, and another tale that even as crazy as a certain show has been this season, there is still some wiggle room for shows to make it to the top. And as you all know, Kaguya-sama had a phenomenal showing. Like when I say not only did they have a phenomenal, this was the best episode that just showed last week. It was not only the best episode for the show's history, but it was one of the best episodes we've gotten out of any show in this entire year. And so all of you, as you can now see on the screen, agreed collectively, at least those who voted, that Kaguya-sama Love is War Ultra Romantic for the first time this entire anime season has earned the top spot, edging out Spy X Family for the first time this season, not by a big margin, but by a margin enough to drop Spy X to number 2. It's important to know, too, that Spy X Family had another absolutely 10 out of 10 episode. So let's not become confused and suddenly stupid here that Spy X Family suddenly has dropped quality. What Kaguya-sama and Spy X Family presented last week was literally what I need out of every show, every single weekend. They were on this all the ball with everything they tried to execute for the themes that those episodes were meant to execute. Kaguya-sama, the rap scene, my goodness, crazy stuff. It was just crazy what we got from that episode. And I went into the end of the weekend saying that unless some miracle happened from another show, Kaguya was going to take the top spot, and it did. And well deserved. So Kaguya-sama is your number 1 show per Anime Corner for the week of May 6th to May 13th. In second place, again, Spy X Family, and we're going to see Spy X Family go back to number 1. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But again, the shakeup is necessary sometimes, and it's perfectly fine. Spy X Family had another wonderful week and is in second place. In third place, and this was definitely interesting here. In third place, shooting up from rank 17. 17! Was The Executioner and Her Way of Life. Now, that is not a show that I am actively watching, so I can't comment on that show right now, but I did hear some really great things about this past week's episode, and that might be why it has shot all the way up into number 3. Crazy stuff there. Your boy Kongming has dropped 2 ranks from rank number 2 to rank number 4, but it's still holding strong at over 5% of the votes. Right at the 5% vote mark is Data Live, which is ranking 3. And I have felt that Data Live is going to definitely fluctuate in the ranks. It's going to be a show that's going to remain in the top 10 for the entirety of this season, but it's definitely going to jump up and down. And I'm thinking around the middle area is appropriate. Maybe one more rating lower than that. At most, but I think Data Live is still doing a really good job. We actually had a really great episode come out this week. Now, because the results ended today, I don't know if this particular site that does the ratings includes Friday episodes that air after they finish running the numbers. I'm going to assume not, so it probably does not include today's episode that just came out. But alas, I still think this is an appropriate place for Data Live. Summertime Rendering, I have finally started that. I finally watched the first episode the other day, and it seems like a pretty good show. So I'm looking forward to watching the rest of it. And Summertime Rendering has gone up a rank from number 7 to number 6. A couple of Cuckoos, another great episode. And honestly, I thought it was a really, really good episode actually. So I'm glad to see that it continues to stay in the that it continues to stay in the top 10 spots. It did drop 2 ranks, but that is just things that you expect to happen with fluctuations of ratings and stuff like that. These shows, and again, Date A Live, your boy Kongmin, Summertime Rendering, and a couple of Cuckoos are probably going to rotate this middle spot for a while. The biggest shocker here was the Executioner making it all the way up from rank 17 to 3. So that was crazy. In number 8, The Demon Girl Next Door 2 is in the same rank. It was 8 last week and it's 8 this week. Number 9, and they would use that damn picture. They would use that damn picture, but that shocker that we got from Tomodachi Game this week has kept Tomodachi Game in the top 10 spot. I continue to say I think that the show is definitely one of the underdog shows of this season. If you have not started Tomodachi Game, you really need to watch it. Go watch it. And all those people that was talking crap, that was talking garbage. Look what has risen from the ashes and has made its way to the top 10 spot after a really good episode 6 and a strong episode 5 with a great showing of the last 2 episodes. The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2 is now, for the first time this season, in the top 10. Right at the top 10 spot, so obviously if they make any more mistakes, it could go off this list, but I hesitantly, but not so much, might as well go on record and say, I don't think The Rising of the Shield Hero is falling back off this list, and this is why. When the author themselves said that they wrote a very weak arc that they regretted writing after the fact and wish they had just left out, but when we've heard from a lot of people, a lot of y'all manga readers have said that the best is yet to come, that we have now officially made its way through the weakest arc in the series so far, and now we're about to get to a really strong one because we're going to Glasses and Lark's world. I have to say I am stoked, and the fact that just the final episode of what has been considered the worst arc of The Rising of the Shield Hero found its way to get the show back into top 10, that's a good sign that things are definitely on the up and up with The Rising of the Shield Hero, and we may see The Rising of the Shield Hero make its way into the middle marks of the top 10 list later in the season. So with that said, this is your top 10 per anyone who voted for Anime Corner. I know there's a few more ratings that are going to be going up from a few more sites later, but for the most part, I took a look at some other Japanese-only boards, and it looks like their ratings are pretty much on par, similar, at least in the top 2, top 3 or 4. So yeah, I think this is relatively accurate to how the community universally is feeling. So with that said, enough about that. It is time to watch the next episode of Kaguya-sama Love is War. So as I said already while we were talking about the ratings, amazing job. The entire production team for Kaguya-sama Love is War Ultra Romantic needs to be really proud of what they produced last week. It was the best episode this series has ever had. And this series has had nothing but gold this whole series. But last week's episode, something was really special about last week's episode. From Mama Chica learning rap, to the entire rap thing with Kaguya, the Hayasaki, and everything that went in between, all the way down to the little part with Maki at the end. We were given utter perfection from Kaguya-sama last week. And looking at the title for this week's episode, I'm wondering if we're about to really start getting into the deep stuff now. So with that said, I talked a lot about the show when I was talking about the ratings. I've obviously told y'all in the last reaction how highly I'm thinking of this. And obviously, if there was any show that stood a chance at being able to derail Spy X Family in the top spot, it definitely was Kaguya-sama this season. So with that said, enough talking about that. It is time to watch the 6th episode of the 3rd season, Kaguya-sama Love is War Ultra Romantic. The very unnecessarily long multi-titles of this episode is The Student Council Wants to Move Forward, Miyuki Shirogane Wants to Make Her Confess, Part 2, and Miyuki Shirogane Wants to Make Her Confess, Part 3. So, let's see what happens. We're going to go ahead and kick this episode off and get my screen ready. All right, we're going to kick this episode off in 3, 2, 1. Just a bunch of stress. I agree. And most people don't like that. And if they do, they always change their ideas up later. Wow. A CEO and a NEET. That's wow. What a difference. Yeah, you'll be in a lot of debt, but yeah, makes sense. Oh, wow. Wow. Shirogane. What a savage. Mm. Always have to turn the song down. Can't have YouTube removing my video. Wow. Wow. Such big ambitions. She's dead serious. That's the thing. She's not joking. Of course he won't. Why would he? Oh. Oh. Oh, wow. That was about to get dark really quickly. Wow, it's so odd seeing her like that. Yeah. Man, I feel for you, Kaguya. I do. Yo. Bruh. Such a weirdo. Bruh, such a weirdo. How about no? No, you are not. Oh, and that's all you care about in this. Yo. This is about to be so weird. I see. Dang. Man. Stanford. Wow. Going the furthest out of anybody. Which is another reason that we gotta move this along now. It's been fun, but oh, please do. And y'all have wasted a lot of time. Are you now? Bruh. You just realized? Hi, why are you like this? Impossible. I mean, soon enough, it's not going to matter once y'all start moving on to your own professions and goals. Y'all got to stop this foolishness eventually. Wow. Wow. What? Oh! Y'all have this absolutely outrageous roundabout way of getting to the point. Come on, guys. Because you both are a wreck. Like, here comes Chica. Oh no. Ishigami. Ishigami! Bruh. Yo! Should have been Chica first, honestly. Just get it. Yo, just ass. I mean, that's what y'all get though. Like, come on. Bruh. Dang. Uh-oh. Here go mama. Absolutely not. Yo, she busted that message so fast. Well, this is a mess. A mess. Ah. Oh! Y'all ain't need to do that to my man. She was so confused. True enough. Yeah, your mama chica. Bruh. Chica. Y'all are ruining my man today. Come on. Like the music she was listening to. Yo. Exactly! so lost. Yo! I would not have asked these people. Yo, I would not ask these people nothing no more. Wait, where did you get that from? I mean, Kage was dead serious. Definitely not all women everywhere. I mean, y'all literally just used that session to bash my man for no reason. My goodness. No. No sweets on the child. No. No, he does not. Not the one you're looking for. Back to our regular ending because last week's ending was also crazy good. So. All right. So, whew. All right. Where do we start? Where do we start? Where do we start? Hold on, real quick, y'all. All right. So, with the 6th episode done, we are now at the mid-season mark of Kaguya-sama Love is War, ultra romantic. This was another great episode. The bar was set so high with last week's episode, though, that we probably won't have that bar surpassed again for the rest of this season. So as of such, by default, not as impacting as last week's episode was, but equally hilarious and a lot of freaking insults. And they owe my man Miyuki an apology because that ain't even right how they was dogging my man there at the end. First, I do want to say, because I forgot to mention this at the start of the video, again, a tremendous ending from last week. I said this in the last reaction. I want to say this again. I actually learned that I believe it was an 18-year-old who put that ending together for us. I'll have to look a little more into it to find the name of the person and where they're from. But yeah, they did a tremendous job with the ending. It was really nice that A1 allowed them to do the ending and do the animation and everything for that. So that was really, really, really cool. And I hope that they keep up the good work. So if person who did that ending in episode 5, you ever see this video, keep up the good work. You're really going places. So with that said, opinions on this episode. This episode is now starting to get us to where I've been waiting for us to get to, and it's what I mentioned in the first episode. We're running out of time. And yes, there's still time, but in a school like this, as prestigious as this school is, as high as this school is, obviously decisions have to start being made a lot sooner than later. And we have arrived at a point that, for Kaguya and Miyuki, they're going to have to, all joking aside, even though this is a hilarious comedy show, well, romantic comedy, they're going to have to make some moves with each other very soon. And my man just said that he wants to go to Stanford. So, I mean, that's literally overseas. So, this is one of those cases where, as much as I've enjoyed the joking, as much as I enjoyed the laughter, as much as I enjoyed the rap, as much as I enjoyed everything that this show has given me, we are now being brought back to the core of the subject. The core of the subject being who's going to confess first, and really, we need to move on from that subject now so that we can actually move into them actually growing with each other. And I'm hoping and very hopeful that thanks to these realities, especially of after they did their whole what is their career is going to be and this and that, I'm really hoping that we are going to be making progress in the right direction by the end of this season. I really do, and I preferably would like a confession by the end of the season. It probably won't come, which will be let me down a little bit, but I would like that. And I feel that now everything is in place now. All the pieces are in motion now for such a thing to happen. So we'll see how that all plays out. Chika, wow. She need to go. Chika just says whatever comes to her mind. Just if it rolls on her tongue, she doesn't think about it. She just freaking says it. And she need to go on my man like that, especially being that her ideal person she had just described. But definitely a lot of funny moments happened this episode. Seeing Hayasaka talk about she wants a new job, that was hilarious, and there were definitely a lot of really cute points here and there. But what Kaguya said about Miyuki at the end, that was really her true feelings coming out, and the fact that there's nothing he needs to change, and she didn't start panicking or hesitating or anything like that. She was dead ass serious about that, and I think that that really shows a person's true character, and this is how we know that the chemistry between Miyuki and Kaguya is definitely there. Everything is in place now. We just need one person to take that extra push. But with that said, very enjoyable episode, and I am definitely looking forward to the rest of this season. Of course, I can't say as of right now if I believe Kaguya is going to remain at the #1 spot because Spy X Family comes out tomorrow. So we'll definitely see how things play out tomorrow, and from there we'll have an idea of, is Kaguya going to remain in the #1 spot, or was that a 1 week thing that is going to put Kaguya back in the #2 spot? And I guess we'll just have to wait and see how the weekend of anime plays out tomorrow, and this time next week I'll be talking with y'all and we'll be seeing where our ratings are at then. So with that said, I really do hope you guys like my reaction and are liking my reaction to this show. If you are enjoying them, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to be the first to be notified when a new reaction becomes available, hit the bell icon. With that said, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys next week for another reaction to this show. Until then, take care.